Good day. This is Mr. Anderson. Man, I want to tell you about a dream and the breakdown of that dream that I had last night. The dream, I was getting in my truck. And there was this guy sitting in the truck next to me. And I was like, what's up? And I can tell that that person had been under the influence of something, drugs, alcohol. I think it was alcohol. There was something. So I was headed to pick up my family and at the store. And as I'm riding, I don't even know the conversation, but I was driving, and I could tell the person was like talking or mumbling or something that was next to me, and I just, was like, okay, man, I got you, whatever, I'll take you where you need to go, about where you need to go. So I get ready, I get to the place, and I get my family. And in the process of me getting my family, I told the guy, like, he had got out, and I was like, well, you gotta go. It was getting good. And I was like, you gotta go, and I gotta get my family. And so he, like, pretty much really wouldn't get out. And I was like, no, this is as far as I can take you. This is as far as I can go. You gotta go. I gotta get my family, and you gotta get out. You gotta go. So he started to fuss or whatever. So finally, he gets out of the truck and arguing and, fussing and stuff. And like, so I could tell, I think it was alcohol, but he wouldn't leave us alone. So I'm get around on the passenger side, and I try to get him out. I got him away from the vehicle, and so he follows me back around to the driver's side, and I look back, and I don't know if it was my son or my brother or somebody that was in the back behind me. Instead of them getting in the driver's seat to drive, and I could just hop in the car real quick, truck real quick, and we could leave, he got in the passenger side. So I was just like, man, okay, how I deal with this? I'm gonna have to deal with this. So I'm gonna have to just really get this man out. So I come back around on the driver's side, and the guy follows me and was drunk and just like, man, no, you gotta take me. And I was like, no, I gotta go, I gotta get my family together. And so as I'm getting ready to get in the car, he like almost jumps up onto the hood of the truck. So this was when I'm getting mad, like, now you're messing with me and my family. So I pulled him down, and he like started to started to like want to fight. And I was like, man, here, take your drink. Because he had like, and I remember, it's crazy, it was a Mountain Dew. He had a Mountain Dew in his hand. I said, you need to drink this and walk wherever you're going. You need to get this off your system. And then he kind of pushed me, and I seen a knife. He grabbed a knife. So of course I pulled my gun, and this is where it gets crazy. And I pulled my gun. Well, I kind of had my gun, like showing my gun a little bit, and so I let him get too close. He stabbed me right here in the throat, and like I could feel the knife going in, like getting like him. I'm pushing him with one arm, and I could feel the like piercing in my throat. And I grabbed my gun and I shot him like 4 or 5 times, and like 2 times, and it didn't really do nothing. And I could feel that knife getting deeper in my throat, and I shot and shot again, and then I can just feel it, and then as I'm shooting, I'm pushing the gun as I'm shooting him off, and it really didn't seem like it fazed him at all. And then finally, I can feel the blade of my throat, and he gets off of me, and I can feel when he falls back, the blade slowly comes out. And when I woke up after that, and guess what was hurting? My throat was hurting. And I have allergies, and sometimes at night I would get the phlegm or whatever in my throat, and it would kind of clog up my throat, and I had to cough, and it was stuck. And that's what it was when I woke up. It kind of scared the mess out of me a little bit. So of course I use AI, and I didn't know what to think of the dream, and I talked to AI, and AI said the truck broke it down, that the truck was my life. It was truckman, dependability, worker, hard work, effort, safety. There's a few other things that I can't remember, but that's what it said that the truck represent. And then it was security for my family. And then of course it meant me going to pick them up. It was me I was dependable on the way to the other guy was, the drunk guy was life. It was chaos. It was riding along with me. It was with me. And the drunk guy was chaos and life, and everything that was going on in my life has been going on in my life. Divorce, losing my job, just struggling, pay bills, mental and problems, and physical health, and all that just riding along with me. And once I got to my family, and I got out, and I got it out, and I remember telling them, this is as far as I can take you. And the AI said, when I said that, this is me changing. This is me trying to change. This is me trying to do better. Regardless of all that BS that's riding along with me, I'm stopping. I'm not trying to take this with me anymore. And it's going to put up a fight. And the part that it said that was deep was that when it stabbed me in the throat, it meant I felt like I can't speak my mind. I can't speak, that I'm silent, that all my hard work doesn't pay off, and that I need to change, that I'm fighting to change my situation. But it just meant that, like I said, there was some other things. It was really deep. It was really deep. It was like that, I feel silent. I feel that I can't speak my mind. I can't live in my truth. That it's always going to try to hold me back, hold me and my family back. But then it said, with all that being said, I still had the power to protect my family. I'm still having the desire to lead my family, to lead my children, to lead my family, to really stand in between danger and rebuilding myself and redoing things and trying things new to be there for my family. And that the way I stood there and I kept fighting, regardless of how injured I was, that meant that I'm standing my ground, regardless of what wounds that's in me, that what stuck me or what threatens my life, that I'm going to stand strong and stand tall and figure it out. through all that. It's like, that was really deep, because it was really, really deep, because that's how I feel. That's really how I feel. And that really resonated with what I posted, or what I said the other day about, BI, the brain intelligence. Our brain knows what's going on with us, regardless if we're awake or asleep. Our brain intelligence knows what's going on. BI knows what's going on. And it gives us that image of things that we have going on that we really don't know about, or really don't know how to take it. I didn't know how to take this dream. I took it as, man, I got to keep my distance from people. I got to keep my distance from people, because I don't want them to harm me or my family. I let that man get too close. But then, when that was all I thought about. But then I used AI, and that's when it said that. It was like, no, this is what this means. It's like you're fighting with all that you got going on in your life right now. All the things you got going on, and you're still improtectable. Regardless of how hard or how stuck or what punctures you, or whatever to your inner spirit, or your outer, that it really shows that you're still going to do what you have to do to protect your children. And with AI knowing, and I use AI a lot in a lot of situations, then it knows pretty much what's going on in my life. It really helped break that stuff down to me, and also give me a sense of, like, this is what you might need to do. You understand systems, you understand business. Your life is a business. Things are always going to try to undercut you, or silence you, or you don't feel like you're worth it. Don't believe that. Don't always feel like your back is against the wall, because when you push from fear, you don't really think things through. So take little steps. I know what I want to do. I know I want to trade. I like my job, and I'm secure with my job. It's only been a month and 2 weeks that I've been here at my job. So just continue doing that. And that's what it said. Like, just keep fighting what you've been doing. Keep fighting. Don't have your back against, think your back is against the wall. Don't think you got to rush into anything. Just stand tall. Stand in between you and danger. Stand between, not you and danger, but stand between you and what you want to, and what you, the old things, the old self. Because I understand, it's, for me, I want more, and I've said that I want more. So for me to build more, I have to stick to the plan that I have, building my system, building my trading. I love trading. Really, actually being able to get some money together and actually trade live and do the things that I really want to do with that sense. And then also, work my job and keep my job until I'm able to create the way that I want to create. But keep that consistency. Not to just jump into something without thinking things through. And it really brought that to me. And then, of course, the GI, the God instinct part of it, it's just me really being myself and meditating and understanding my purpose, and understanding, looking at the symbolism in that as my family, my security, the higher power of understanding, me and what I want to do with myself, man. It just really And it really helps me with SI, self-intelligence. It really helps me with myself. It really helps me, put things in a perspective of where I didn't understand and I didn't know. Yeah, I don't like people being too close to me, for one, because I guess that is one of my things that I'm aware of. So I like my space. For one thing, I don't like people on my space, really, because a lot of stuff going on, sickness and germs and all the other stuff. So I really don't like people in my space. But that's what I thought. That was what that meant. But it was a whole nother twist that I got from it, and it really made sense because AI was able to look at my life and see where that really fit and how that fit within me. So I said, man, we really have to understand that, and that's why I know my purpose. I know what I want to do. Yes, it is hard because I do feel like I'm excuse me, my nose is running. I feel like I am solid in certain situations because there's things that I don't like going on in this world and things that I don't approve of, and the way people, especially when it comes to truck drivers being mistreated, anyone that's trying to really bust their butt to make ends meet in this world, I feel for them. Yet you have to also want more yourself. You have to want to try to do more and stay consistent, because one day it's gonna turn. We just have to align ourselves with what it is that we want and really go for it. Because right now, with all this stuff going on, and I was just looking at diesel prices, and diesel prices is like $5, almost $6 a gallon. And I remember when I had my trucking company, that man, I was complaining when it was $3.40, $3.40, $4 a gallon. Now it's it's been up to $6-7. I heard in some areas. So we just have to evolve with evolution. We just have to evolve with what's going on around us. It sucks. It's like sometimes I feel like, with myself included, it's like as soon as I get ahead a little bit, or I get a sense of comfort that something happens. So I'm making that something happens regular in my life, to where I'm prepared, that I have stuff, money or resources set aside for that stuff that happens. I want to say something else, but that stuff that happens. So it just really goes back to my thought of it just goes back to what I said in my previous video. BI plus EI plus S, the brain, S, what is it? SI, BI, I don't know, I'm confused. Got distracted for a second there. But anyway, that part. I'm just gonna say that. Plus I'm getting close to work too. So it just really, like, we really have to learn how to align ourselves and use the tools around us to better ourselves, to better the SI, to better the self-intelligence. That's what I'm gonna say. We have to use the things around us to help better the SI, and that's our self-intelligence and what we want in life and where we want to go in life and what we expect out of life, and not be distracted from all the other stuff that's going on in this world, because there's a lot of, y'all see me distractions that goes on that can take us off our outer route, or for us to miss our turn or miss our our exit in life. But man, that's all I want. Like, that dream was really, like, I didn't even think about it in that sense. I didn't even think about it really in that sense as my dream. And when it really boiled down to coming to listen to that, look at that dream in a way with using AI to help. Like, and then, like I said, AI knowing me and knowing some of the things that's been going on, it just really put a bigger perspective of that dream in my mind. And yes, it's going to make me do things a little bit different, or stay strong and continue to do that what I am doing, and that is taking my time, staying aligned with what it is that I want, letting go the hard part, letting go of the past and that image of what I wanted my future to look like in a certain situation. And now I have to change up some things and let some things go. And I know it's a slow heal, it's a slow process, and really do the things that it is that I need to do for myself, man, and for my family. I'm going to protect regardless of how injured I am, or how injured I am. Or what threatens my life. I'm going to continue to move forward with it all, man. And that's it. And like I said, it has changed the way I look at certain things, man. It really has given me a perspective. And that's not the first time that I've had a dream that I've used AI to kind of help break down, that it's helped me decode or get some encouragement or some power out of that dream. But anyway, man, that's all I want to tell y'all about that dream. Y'all go back and listen to this again, or look at your dreams, man. That's your brain. That's your brain intelligence telling you something, giving you a clue, giving you a hint on something. We didn't know how to decode it then. Now we have tools that can help us decode some of that stuff and really put those things, those messages that we're getting from GI, from the God intelligence, from God, that's given us a lot of these ideas and dreams and focuses, and the brain intelligence, putting it into imagery in our minds to where we can really understand SI, and that's self-intelligence, man. Y'all, let's learn about us, and let's really focus on us, man. And like it's thinking of my mind inside is thinking deeply about all this stuff, man. I know I want to change. I know I want more. I want better for my family, for my children, for everybody, man. And I have to do it slowly and get away from fear. Not let fear be the catalyst to push me where my back is against the wall, all eyes on me, everybody against me and all that. No, it's just I gotta do what I gotta do. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for listening, man, and I hope this really resonated with somebody somewhere. If not, man, I'm trying to do better for myself. I'm trying to do better and be better and get better. So with that being said, y'all, be easy. I done made it into the workhouse. Peace. This is Mr. Anderson, and I approve this message.